Hi guys, this is Lana. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your likes, subscribes, and commenting on my previous videos. I'm so excited to be here to have the opportunity to share these things with you. So today I wanted to do a very short video on energy and about the concept of closing and opening the chakras. Because I feel like many of our intuitive powers and abilities are coming online for many of you, and you're starting to feel more deeply or to see things that you weren't able to see before, to perceive other realities, other beings, other dimensions. And I know this is a complicated subject when you start to realize that you are different than, or you're perceiving things differently from other people, and this difference is also very tangible. So it's not like, oh, it's just a dream, or oh, it was just a crazy experience, but you realize that there is something a lot more profound going on. So I will talk about today, for the sake of this short video, because I don't have that much time, I will talk about the Ajna chakra and or the third eye chakra, which is usually linked to the activations of these intuitive abilities and psychic abilities and psychic gifts. So first of all, I did this drawing just to explain to you a little bit about how the energy bodies work. So if you can see, it's not the best drawing in my life, sorry about that, but you know, as you can see here, the person is, the physical body is actually pretty small here in comparison to all of our other bodies. And this like energetic field that you see here, which is called the aura or the auric field, we have an inner aura which is very close to the physical body, and then we have this outer aura which is like this blue line, and this is made of all the energies of the different energy centers that we have in the body, and these energy centers are called chakras. And we have a lot of chakras, not just the 7 main chakras that people usually refer to. I usually work with 9 to 10 chakras in the body, the main ones, but we also have smaller chakras, which are, for example, in the elbows, in the lungs, in the knees, in the feet, in the soles of our feet, in our hands, in our ears. We have many smaller chakras, but for the sake of this video, I'm only going to focus on the most common known chakras, and especially we're going to look at the Ajna chakra, which is right between the eyebrows. We also have our forehead chakra, but that is usually not really talked about much. And the crown chakra, the forehead chakra, the Ajna chakra, and the first chakras that go from the crown to the other, which are no longer in the physical body, which go to the subtle bodies, are very correlated. Okay, and when we talk about these about the chakras opening or closing, the chakras are they are centers. They are like kind of like this shape, like circular or elliptic. I always see them like an elliptic shape, and they have this motors. Okay, you can picture them as a ventilator, or yes, like I think that's a good metaphor, like a ventilator, right? So what they do is they act like filters in our bodies, and they receive energy and they expel the energy that we no longer need. Here, this is like they usually have like a conic structure, if you would see it from like a cut in the body, but I just drew it like this, like from like the view from the front. So what the chakras do is they are responsible for certain functions in the body and for certain organs in the body, and for certain systems in the body. So lymphatic system, blood, they are all handled by different chakras, by specific chakras. And they also work together with the minor chakras, and they distribute the energies all around our bodies. And they are supposed to, if they are working perfectly, they are supposed to be the same size, all of them. That's how you know if a body is healed. If they are aligned, as they say, if their chakras are aligned, it's because they are the same size, all of them, or almost the same size, and they are clear, and they are filtering, they are functioning at a normal speed. So chakras can be under functioning or over functioning. Okay, if there's too much negative energy coming into the chakra, in its attempt to heal or to clear it, it starts to overwork itself. But then it comes a time when it becomes depleted. It becomes it becomes filled with this energy, or not negative energy, but just like dirty energy. You can picture it as dirty, or energy that you don't need. But it becomes filled with this energy, and then it expands, it overgrows, and then it's over functioning. And if a chakra is not receiving enough energy, that's normally because the chakra before it or below it is overworking. So this chakra is not getting the energy, so this could be underworking. Okay, so overactive or underactive. And then there are also other things that can happen to the chakras, but chakras are always open because they are always filtering the energy. They can become depleted, they can become underactive or overactive, but they are always active, and they're always open, they're always receiving energy and giving away energy. It's a little bit like the process of breathing. So you can be like, you breathe in the oxygen, and you breathe out the CO2. I don't remember how it's called in English, but you breathe that out, right? So if you don't breathe, if one chakra were closed, then it means that either you would be like dead, or you couldn't function normally. Okay, and basically if one of your chakras closes, it's not possible. Like the whole idea of it closing, it's like if you were to say, oh, I'm not breathing, that's how I perceive it, and how I came to understand energy through studying it and through my own clairvoyance. So please only take what resonates. I'm just trying to bring in some simpler concepts of how the energy body actually works. So I think mainly when you hear that this person has, for example, the Ajna chakra closed, people seem to think that if they open it, or that if the person has a closed Ajna chakra, it means that they are not able to have clairvoyance, or they are not in touch with their intuitive gifts, etc. But we're actually always in tune with, we are always, this chakra is always open, so we always have the possibility to do this. What I have found that usually blocks the Ajna chakra is fear. That's the energy that can really prevent you from having these experiences. So it's not so much that your Ajna chakra is closed, it's open, but it's just that it may be filled, or it may have some debris of energy, or some programs even, and this could even be at a mental level. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the Ajna chakra itself. The Ajna chakra also regulates a lot of functions of the brain, and it also regulates the mind and the clarity of the mind. And it's very important to have a balanced Ajna chakra and a clean Ajna chakra. And what I mean by clean is that if you do a regular spiritual practice like meditation, this always clean and cleanses out all of your system. So it's very important to have, if you're willing to awaken, like they say, or if you're willing to awaken your spiritual capabilities, to develop a constant practice of cleansing, of clearing your energy. Because the more you clear all these fear programming, these patterns, and these programs of I am not able, I have never seen this, I have never experienced anything unusual, or I have never had these experiences, why would I experience them now? So actually it's clearing out all the energies and all the mental constructs that are preventing you from experiencing other realities, if this is what you want, of course, because everything is through divine will. And if you really want to be more intuitive, to perceive the energetic world, the spiritual realms more accurately, the first thing you need to do is to heal everything that prevents you from experiencing that. And a lot has to do with fear. For me, I experienced this when I was little. I had always had clairvoyant experiences, and I could see my angels since I was, I don't know, like 2 years old. I always remember being accompanied by my team of guides. But then I also saw a lot of energies that I didn't understood. I was able to see these fields that you are seeing here, which are like, they seem kind of like rays or like lights of different colors. I was able to see these like lights around each object in my room, for example, before I went to bed. And I would even get dizzy of looking at all like the energetic fields of the things that were in my room. So for example, a lamp, a book, I would see the energy kind of flowing out of the object. And it was fun sometimes, but sometimes I also saw very scary things. So I could see light, but I could also see the shadow, and I could see people, and I would have very scary experiences at an age that my brain and my experience as a human was so limited, because I was like 3 years old, that I couldn't really understand what was happening. So my immediate reaction was to fear this. So I was afraid of seeing not the nice stuff, but I was afraid of seeing the bad stuff, which I call the bad stuff, or the shadows. But I was also afraid because no one else seemed to see what I was seeing. So that really made me afraid, because I thought, I'm different. My parents are not seeing this. I would even see shapes in my mom's energy sometimes of her own things, and she would scare me. So I wasn't really, I didn't grow up in a place or in a home where spirituality, the way I perceived it, was understood, and no one else in my direct family had a similar experience. So they thought that I was just having nightmares, and that was it. So I really struggled with this a long time, until when I was 11 and I was tired of not sleeping, because I couldn't sleep. I was afraid all the time. I talked to God, as I always did, and I told him, you know what, if I'm going to keep on seeing these things that I'm very afraid of, I'd rather not see anything than to see these things that make me afraid. And from that day on, I remember I stopped seeing things. I mean, I stopped seeing energy and other things that weren't there, and I had a pretty normal life while I was an adolescent, teenager. And then when I turned 17, through some life circumstances and things that I lived, I started seeing all of this again. Hey guys, I'm back. I had to stop the video and continue now because there was a lot of background noise. So we were talking about the Ajna chakra, and what I was explaining is that when I started to see things again, like after, I would call it like my second awakening after I did this meditation course and I started having visions again. What I really focused was on cleansing all my body, not only the Ajna chakra, but all my body through meditations that are specifically designed for that. So a guided meditation to clear the energy that you no longer need, or to clear the debris. And any spiritual practice really where you can release all the things, all the baggage that you have, and all the energy that is there, that has been there for quite a while, that can really help, and filling up with new, fresh, and clean energy. And also, as always, is to have the intention. Like, if you want to start activating your psychic abilities, the first thing that you can do is set the intention and let God know, or source, or spirit, or however you conceive it. Like, be a volunteer. It's kind of like volunteering, like, I want to do this. And also be very clear on why you want to do this, why you want to have these abilities, or why you want them to come online. Because many people, you can use them for different things. So what I have seen is that through my practice and through having patience, but also through meeting other fellow clairvoyants or healers in my path, when I was studying, I would meet people whose gifts came online out of the blue, and they didn't really know how to handle it because it was too much energy and they weren't processing rapidly enough. So it's kind of like when you do when you have a trip, or you do drugs like ayahuasca, or like other holy plants, or you use any type of a drug or other resource to activate this vision in you. Oftentimes what happens is that you receive a lot of energy at once, but your mind and your body are not prepared to receive so much light or so much energy. So that experience just lasts for a little while, a short while, and then eventually you close off again. And the way to really, the way I recommend my students and my clients to approach this is first through the intention and knowing exactly why you want this and what would you do if you had this. If you could do this, and for what use would you put it? Would you put it for the use of other people? Would you do it to explore, to develop? And once you're clear on that's the first thing. And then after you're clear on that, you can invite that to come in. And you can do various meditations or exercises to start being more open. But the first thing that you have to learn is about your own energy, to be more conscious every day about your own energy and about how that energy works. Because when we start having an awakening that is triggered by our twin flames, or by a certain situation, or by something outside of us, or even if we ourselves trigger it, you're going to start noticing that a change in your energy field. So you can start feeling tingles in your body, you can feel the different kinds of energies, or you change a room, or you are with one person and you feel their energy, or you feel that you don't want to stand in a certain place, or you feel that the energy in that place is dense, or you can feel that it's light. And very slowly, through conscious observation, that is when you start noticing the difference of states and you start perceiving energy more clearly. So conscious observation. And then the third thing is to trust and to allow the process to unfold. because we're always guided, and through your intention you can always ask for help and ask to be shown things and ask to perceive things. But the level of which you are going to perceive in is equivalent to what your energy body, to how developed your energy body and your light body currently are. So or how developed they are. So the more you do meditation work or healing work for your light body, the more you can sustain the energy, and the more energy you can hold. And the more energy you can hold, the more you can see. So that's a little how I have experienced this. And also the trusting part, because I pulled some cards as advice also for this. And one of the things that I was reminded through these cards is to really trust in yourself. You can practice things like, for example, tarot. It's a very nice tool to start receiving messages and to be open to receive messages from your higher self. So always remember to connect to God, to Spirit, and then to your guides. And always ask for protection, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, especially if you know that you are going to be open to receive information. And after you did this protection, which is very crucial, then you can be open to receive the messages. So you can do this through tarot cards, you can do this through automatic writing, you can do this through just sitting in meditation and being open to receive. And usually what you will get is first like a state, you will be in a state of peace, and then you will get you can get images, you can get feelings, you can feel tingles in your body, you can feel hot or cold, you can feel activity all over your head and your brain. I remember when I had my awakening, I used to feel a lot of energy moving like inside my brain or like in my head or my forehead, and I would feel like my forehead tingle, or the crown of my head, or the back of my head. And for me, this was always a sign that I was kind of being upgraded. My system was being upgraded. So the more energy you receive, the more you get upgraded, and the more frequently you get upgraded. And in this time where we are right now, we are constantly getting these upgrades and downloads as a collective. And if you're living this process individually and consciously, you will be able to know and to notice when you're getting an upgrade, or when you are expanding your light body, when you are receiving more energy. So that is one of the very important parts. We already talked about 3 aspects, and the 4th aspect that I want to talk to you about this in this video is the grounding part. So the more energy we're able to receive, like here in this drawing, let me see if you can see this. Okay, so here is like the energy coming from up from the crown into your body. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is like this line. And the more you receive, the more you should be able to ground the energy in order for that energy and those messages to make sense. If your physical body is not strong enough to receive the spiritual energy that you are downloading, it can stay in the higher chakras. And although it's information, you won't be able to make a lot of sense out of it. And you won't be able to apply it in your 3D world, or you won't be able to explain your gifts, or explain or interact in the 3D with the information you get from the 5D and beyond, or even the 4D. So one of the also very crucial things is to work on your physical body, to have a clean vessel. And this may mean different things for different people. Some may want to eat vegetarian or vegan or lighter. Some may need meat in order to ground the energies. People that are usually very in the clouds and very spiritual beings, but they have a hard time grounding. Sometimes they need something more dense, or to put in their bodies more dense energy in order to ground. So also doing exercise is very good. The connection to your physical body should be equal to your connection to your spiritual body and the spiritual parts of you. In my personal experience, I struggled a lot with this, especially through all my awakening years, which I think were like 8, Dark Night of the Soul, etc. And I really struggled because I had all this information and I had all this power, this healing energy, but I didn't know how to apply it for myself and how to fully ground it in my body in order to heal my body and in order to heal myself. And I didn't know that I didn't understand the crucial part that my physical body was playing in this. I thought, I will just be connected here in the spiritual realms. And I actually didn't pay much attention to my physical body at that time. Until, because of many things and some diseases, I was made aware of the fact that it was very, very intertwined. So, especially here on Earth, where we are living, we have to be able to strike this balance between the physical and between the spiritual and the physical realms, and the conduit to that, and the most precise representation of that is your own body. Your body is as much of the 3D as it is connected to the 5D and beyond. Without your 3D body, you wouldn't be able to ground the messages, and you wouldn't be able to have this experience. So one of the things that I think spiritual people, old souls, and starseeds, and awakened souls, however you call them, sensitive souls, struggle with is this grounding of the spiritual, and this union and unity between your physical body and your light bodies. So there are many ways to do this. One is also always doing grounded meditation, but for me it has been a lot about connecting to Earth, connecting to Mother Earth, finding sacred moments to connect with nature, to commune with it. Even if I'm in the city, always have a space to communicate with Mother Earth. Also doing things for my body, like I do a lot of sweat lodge rituals, and this really helps. Also being inside in if you're a woman watching this, also being in your cycles, being very in sync with the moon cycles. And especially for me, it has been doing movements with my body. So dancing, I always danced, or doing yoga, especially yoga for grounding, or for some it may be doing sports, running, but with a clear intention to ground yourself in your body. And also, if you need assistance with this, when I heal people, when I heal the body, I also can see if the soul is not properly grounded, and I assist in grounding it. Of course, once I do that, then it's up to you to continue to ground yourself, because if you can get ungrounded again. That happened to me thousands of times. And so it's a daily practice. And the more you ground yourself, the more you are able to be and to function in the physical, and the more connected you are with your own body and with its rhythms and with its energy, with its temperature, the more you will be able to interpret and decipher and ground all the channelings, all the information that you will get from spirit, through your third eye chakra, or through, actually for me the third eye chakra is where everything gets processed, but you are actually receiving it from spirit. So your whole vessel, your whole body can ground these energies, and it comes through the crown and then all into all of your body. And you can also do meditations to activate the pineal and the pituitary gland, or to cleanse them. That is also a very good practice, and I think that that is something that anyone who is wanting to activate their gifts should incorporate. And through the power of intention, again, you can even like do it by yourself. Just do a meditation where you sit, you breathe, and you set the intention to activate your pineal and pituitary gland and to cleanse them with energy, with light. And you can sit there 5, 10, half an hour, 1 hour, however long your meditations are, and just let that happen. So these are my 5 tips, or 5 tips for awakening your psychic abilities. And if you are struggling with this, or you are opening yourself up to this process, I would love to help you. I'm here for you. I know what it's like. I know how it feels. So if you need any assistance or healing in regards to that, please let me know, and all my information is in the description box below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. And I also want to say, just to close out, that all women are invited tomorrow, the 19th, for the full moon gathering. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're a man, you're also invited. It's actually like a circle to ground the feminine energies, but I have seen that many divine masculines do hold the feminine energy, so you're all welcome, and it's free. You just have to register, and I will see you then if you would like to join me. And if this is where we part ways, I will see you very soon. I will be posting another reading on the full moon energies. So I hope this video was helpful, and it explained a little bit about the chakras, the third eye, and how to open yourself up to your psychic abilities. So I love you guys so much. I send you many blessings, and I'll see you very soon. Okay? Bye-bye.